Buff Nation, what's going on? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Somebody who is not having a wonderful day clearly is Paul Finebaum for ESPN covering SEC Media Day. And what do we see during SEC Media Day? Him continuing to run his mouth about Colorado. I think that this is hilarious. We've needed some of these idiots in the media, such as Paul Finebaum, somebody who I think is rather irrelevant himself, but keeps himself in the headlines with dumb comments like this. And he gets random YouTubers like me to go ahead and talk about him. But that's what we're going to do because this should be bookmarked. Shout out to my friend Gucci reposting this. Gonna go ahead and add this to the bookmarks, but yeah, I'll leave this link in the description if you guys want to check this out. But Paul Finebaum goes towards saying that Colorado is nothing. They don't matter. They're irrelevant in the big picture of college football. That's not true at all. We've been trending on Twitter throughout the entire offseason. We were one of the most watched teams in the entire country last year. Paul Finebaum just strikes me as a bitter old man who doesn't like to see the changing of the guard in college football or doesn't like to see programs run a certain way. Strikes me as more of a Hugh Freeze type of guy than he does Coach Prime. Am I right? But I thought this was so hilarious. He goes on to say that Deion Sanders is relevant, but not Colorado. Trying to, I don't understand it, but I think that this is going to add fuel to the fire. Obviously, there are idiots like Paul Finebaum that were coming out saying last year that we had no chance against teams like TCU. And now he's completely rewriting that narrative, saying that there are teams with big names that we beat, but they weren't anything. Well, I mean, you can say the same thing for our roster outside of some key positions, right? We were very light up front. And the fact that we could go beat TCU, Nebraska, be in a handful of other games in the Pac-12, I think is a pretty good showing from where we were at a couple of years ago. But Paul Finebaum's one of these guys that has a certain agenda to push, and I just find it so ironic that this guy is continuing to run his mouth about Colorado at SEC Media Day. Is it really that boring that that you got to spend some of your time on First Take talking about Colorado if you're that upset about it? I mean, Paul Finebaum, if he doesn't want Colorado to be relevant, then he shouldn't be speaking about it. But that's just how all these media guys are. I find this completely incoherent. Again, with so many of these talking heads, it's really hard for them to have a take or an opinion on a coach or a team or a program in which they're able to separate their clear personal biases from. And I think that Paul Finebaum right here is showing that perfectly. That he's letting his own personal biases, I'll let you speculate on what those are, get in the way of how he's viewing this program. When you look at all the data, again, with the viewership being on Big Noon, being on College Game Day, all the games that made it into like the top 10 or top 15 viewed throughout all of last year. I mean, we were up there in viewership with teams like Ohio State last year. That is that's insanity. And if he thinks that's going to stop, he's absolutely crazy. I would guess that the Colorado bandwagon has only gotten greater and greater this year. And I think it's I think guys like Paul Finebaum, they're going to find themselves on the wrong side of history. I think that he's probably a guy who would love to feed into the talking points about how things are just a clown show over here, apparently. But I think when the dust settles and we can look back at this whole era of Colorado football, I think Paul Finebaum is going to be the one to find egg on his face and to look like the clown in this whole scenario. So I don't normally do a video for every hit piece or negative quote that's put out there about the program, as I just find a lot of it to just be clickbait, like Rico blows or whatever. But Paul Finebaum, I'm going to make this one personal. This guy is stuck in the past. he is obsolete. And I think college football is better without these good old boys still thinking that they're the voice of college football. So thank you guys so much. Let's go.